Hello there and welcome to another episode of World of Tanks at Ungainly Titan. We're in Prokhorovka and I'm in the Su-152, the Russian Tier 7 tank destroyer with the 152mm gun. I'd been away for about a week and last week's videos were all pre-uploaded and scheduled for release while I was away. This is a video that was left over that I had wanted to put up, and when I saw it last it had ambient sound was in the video file, but when I came back the ambient sound seems to have gone away. The file seems to become corrupted. I'm not too sure the cause of it. I know Windows seems to have updated. I know my primary PC had crashed in the middle of the update, so I've added some background music just to fill in the spaces, should we say, and some other effects to compensate for the fact that there's no ambient sound in the video. I still want to show you the video, however, because it's quite a fun game, and it is proof, I think, in some respects, of a theory held by the Mighty Jingles, a fellow YouTuber, probably one of the more popular of the PC World of Tanks YouTubers, who has this theory that with Russian guns, the accuracy doesn't matter, aiming doesn't matter. It's if you have sacrificed enough dissidents and sent them to the Gulag, the hand of Stalin will reach out from hell and guide your shot. So I think this game contributes a lot of evidence to this theory. So we're on Prokhorovka Encounter, and one of the problems with Encounter mode is that there's not a lot of room around the cap circle for fighting. It's up in the hill, and there's usually only room for 2 or 3 tanks on the hill, particularly if there's artillery in play. There's very little cover on the hill, and it's very vulnerable to fire from both the village and the field. In fact, it would be far more vulnerable if there weren't trains on the tracks on the railway embankment. So that means that a lot of the tanks have no option but to engage in the field. The downside of that, of course, is that if you commit, particularly on the western side of the map, hang on a second, now here we have it, nearly 500 meters, moving target, and bingo. Obviously I have been a very good commissar over the last couple of weeks, and Stalin completely approves. Anyway, as I was saying, if you overly commit to the western side of the map and the enemy team sneaks somebody into the cap circle, it can very well happen that you won't make it back to the cap circle in time. Prokhorovka is quite a big map. Our team seem to be ignoring the middle of the map actually, and they're committing both to the western side and to the eastern side of the map. And there we go again. Another long distance shot at a moving target, 0.5 accuracy, how are you? So as I was saying, yeah, if you can overcommit to the western side of the map and the enemy win the hill decisively, take cap before you get back. This doesn't look like it's happening at the moment. There is a reasonable spread of teammates around various locations. We'll remove some cover there from the Tiger. I'm more or less shooting high explosives exclusively in this particular game. The range, generally prefer to use the heat at shorter ranges where I can be reasonably sure of hitting the target, and more to the point, hitting the weak spots. The heat is much better, but it's expensive and it doesn't always penetrate if you don't hit weak spots, depending on the tier you're up against. So here we go again, 476 meters, not fully aimed in. So we're pushing up hard on the western side of the map. We're still contesting the hill and we have a decent number of tanks. We actually have considerable advantage over the enemy because we haven't lost anybody yet. So we will keep going. Spotted by the knight there, so I got off the road. There's a Stewer mill and we wipe him out from full health. So can we get this knight? He has survived so far and we don't have the reload or the turn rate to match him. So he manages to finish off the Tiger and we finally get our tank facing the right direction. So I'm going to go to the crest here and see if I can have another go at that knight. So he's cresting a ridge, flat out, and without aim, just snapshot and fire, and does the job quite nicely. So there you have it, 6 damaging ribbons, 5 kills. Now we have a T-25 AT. He thought the better of sitting on top of the railway line with all those tanks coming towards him, and I fired way too late, so Stalin doesn't bother. So I set off in pursuit. We crest the rise here, and an Ashhorn appears in front of us. So we pause for a second, and we remove the Ashhorn from the game. The T-25 AT is making a run towards the cap circle, so I actually decide to pursue from this side of the field rather than crossing over and then following him down. My guess was that the bulk of the remaining tanks were going to be down in the cap circle area. The T-25 AT's just currently become unspotted. And then he's reappeared along the edge of the waterline up here. I thought I might get an opportunity to fire here along the railway edge, but it doesn't seem to be the case, and then I get stuck in a busted flat car or something, and by the time I untangle myself, the situation in the cap circle is largely resolved. That's one of my allies actually firing high explosives across the map. So the T-25 AT's gone into the lake, artillery's just taken out the heavy tank, and the T-25 AT is gone. So there's only one remaining enemy tank, and he's in the river to my north. And it's unlikely I'm going to make it to him either, because he's already under fire from allies. But we'll do our best. So that's it. We get 7 damaging ribbons, 6 kills, and we don't get an opportunity to shoot the hammer. So how do we do aside from the Top Gun? Let's see, victory. And we have, what was a daily double, so 2,839 damage. Not a lot of assisted damage. I was too far back for spotting, and I only did 1 tracking ribbon. We got a first class mastery as well as our Top Gun, and we came first by experience. So I hope you enjoyed the game, and thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you again soon.